I thought I was gonna take a break. Well, technically, I kind of did. I thought I was gonna take a break, but I just, for some reason, like I can't sleep at night. Knowing, like, bro, it's so hard because I even got this Aura ring, right? And I've been tracking my sleep and my health. I'm doing good, but I'm just not getting as many hours as I want. So right now, I'm averaging right around like 4 hours to 5 hours of sleep. Some days probably like 2 to 3 hours. Really, it's like right around 3.5 to 4 hours of sleep average. But I just can't sleep, bro. Like this whole trading thing has definitely like corrupted my, not even corrupted, I would say has taken over my mind. It's like trading is like a way of living, like like it's just like my life at this point. And then ever since I did like this social media thing too as well, it just came down to the point where it was like, damn, like I just really got to keep, like I'm obsessed with it now, almost. Not obsessed with social media, but I'm obsessed with like the impact. I think that's what it is, like the impact. Yeah, that's the right word for it. Like just doing all the pop-up tours that we was doing, or like the pop-up events that we would do. We did one in Cape Town, we did one in Amsterdam, one in London, one in ATO, one in LA. And it's just like, we gotta keep doing more. I'm just like, bro, I gotta keep doing more. And yeah, I'm just obsessed with it. I can't stop. I can't sleep at night just thinking about it. So yeah, I picked back up the camera and we're gonna get back to this, bro. We're gonna get back to pushing out as much as possible and providing as much value to the world for free. And yeah, let's get into it. So today, I'm currently in a gold buy. I posted it on my story and stuff, so you probably, if you're watching this video, you probably have already seen it. Currently in a gold buy. The markets is closed. It's currently like 5:06 for me, so the markets just closed like almost like a couple minutes ago. And yeah, like once again, I'm gonna break it down for you, but I constantly think about trading and ways that I can improve of like helping other people understand. But today I was having a talk, and I'll play a clip. Matter of fact, here, just watch the clip. Like, oh, bro, I'm using all my money, or I'm risking my money, and I'm scared. There's no reason to be scared if you already know what setups you're gonna take.
Right, because it's literally the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I think trading itself, the only reason people struggle is because you're actually using hard work money though. Yeah. But I feel like that's a plus though. I feel like when I do that, it makes me be more aware of what I'm doing, if that makes sense. Like if I know whatever I'm doing could possibly lose my hard working money, it'll be more of like, oh shit, let me not get into this trade because I don't think it's gonna be a best probability. So then at that point, you'll switch your mindset to like the probability of it. All right, I see this setup. What are the chances of this actually playing out? And how you deal with that is like, probability is more of like, all right, is there more higher highs in the market in this uptrend? And if you're seeing an uptrend, you need to see more higher highs, more higher lows. These things give you more probability because these are kind of like your backups, like your context, or not context clues, like your evidence, basically. Basically what you're trying to do is look at price and catch it basically slipping, because it'll give you the details. It'll give you all the evidence you need. You put all the evidence together, like, okay, price didn't want to go this low. It made a higher low here and started pushing up from that level. That's bullish. Okay, price is breaking above a high. That's bullish. Put these together and then you finally make your conclusion. You're like, okay, I'm ready to get in this trade because of this fact, this fact, this fact.
right.
So essentially, like, all you're trying to do is really understand what price is doing, take the facts, and then putting your money on the line to those facts, basically. And then if you're wrong, you're wrong. But if you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
And I just think of it like that. I don't think of it like, okay, I'm risking this much or I'm risking that much. Think of it as like, even when I first started, I wasn't thinking like that. Yeah. I was like, well, in the beginning I was definitely like, dang, I need to make money. But then like, I lost like $900 that I saved up for 3 weeks. And then from there, like my whole mind shift like changed because I lost that 900 in like 5 minutes.
Wow.
Like I just watched it gone.
And it just dropped?
I got into a trade because I felt like it was gonna go up.
Yeah.
I didn't really have any of those context clues or or things. So I was just going based off of how I felt. And that's like a lot of people do that. A lot of people get into trading, and some people will be like, oh, I don't have these emotions, or I don't like, money's okay, or whatever the case might be. Some people come in and they be like, I'm okay with losing because I know I'm gonna make it, and then they just do whatever because they feel like they're gonna make it soon. But you really just come into the game and like, all right, I need to learn how to know when price is gonna go from here to here.
Right.
If people came into the game like that and just only solely thought about that, you would come out on top. Like, it'd probably take a couple months, but you would definitely come out on top with that mindset. If people like remove like, I want to make some money, and they change it to, I need to learn how to know when price is gonna do this or that, bro, you'll be above most beginners. Because of course, like I tell people all the time, like, think about it this way. You want to come in, everybody wants to make money trading. That's already a fact that we know, right? But if you shift your mindset from that, the normal human being would think that, I just want to come in and make some money. And then you switch it to, I want to come in the game and understand what I'm doing in the markets. Bro, you'll start doing different, like, I don't know how to put it. Like, you'll start doing different things other than trying to chase the money. Because a lot of people get into trades like, I just want to make the money off this trade. But then if you get into the markets, you're like, all right, I think I see price, or I'm seeing price give me these clues. Let's see if it goes in the direction that I'm thinking, or that I, have a thesis behind. And then you go with that, and you're okay with the outcome at that point.
Right.
Because you're not in it, like you're in it to make money, but that's not on your mind. You're more of like seeing if it's gonna play out.
You're thinking deeper.
Yeah.
Not just, make this quick buck. Like,
Yeah, so then when you do that, you then are like, okay with the outcome of the trade.
Yeah.
So if it's a win or loss, because then if you're a person that's more focused on getting better at the actual craft, what are you gonna do? Like boxing, right? If you're not good at a jab, what are you gonna do? You're gonna keep analyzing your jab. You're gonna probably record yourself, document it, whatever the case might be. See what you're doing, messing up at, seeing what you can perfect or what you can do better, and then come back the next time.
yeah.
But if you think about it from a money aspect, you're like, dang, I lost money. And then you're like, do I really want to keep losing money? Do I want to risk more? And then it just,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
It's funny because I think I feel like I'm in that space now. And the cool part about what you're saying is that every time I'm looking into going to trade, like, I'll be like, okay, I'll look at the demo, or even like my real account, I'll be like, all right, I see that, like, I'll show you. Every time I look at it, I have a better, like, I can't just off the dome, like, oh yeah, this and that. But for example, even when gold did this, right?
Yeah.
Literally, I looked at this, like I was looking at it before, and then I was like, okay, I saw this, and I was like, indication, or ICC showed that, and then it broke. It didn't break structure, if I'm using that correctly, like from here.
Yeah.
So I saw that, and then I was like, oh. And before this all happened, like literally, I think yesterday, I was like, I have a feeling it's gonna spike up because price wasn't pushing down, and it was like, even from here, it tried, but it kept going up, and then it didn't break that level of support. So I don't know if that, am I looking at that incorrectly?
No, that's right.
And then I was like, oh, like I literally was like, it's probably gonna go up. But then I was like losing it. I was like, nah, I'm gonna pull out. And like I was trying to do.
You just gotta trust the process.
Shit, and then I lost it. Like I had like 100, and then I was like, fuck. And if I would have just stayed in it.
Yeah.
Like, and so it's just stuff like
that.
It
just comes with the game,
like,
dude.
I follow, like, in my head, I'm like, no, like this, like, I'll always will find it in the setups, like, even in the demo. Even when I got to 90K, I was like, oh, shoot, that's crazy, because I'm, like, not just guessing it, like, I'm actually knowing when to put in, like, the SL or, like, and stop loss and TP. Like, I was knowing when to do both. And I was like, oh, shit. I'm, like, actually seeing when it's on the downtrend. I put a stop loss and it will go all the way down, or I'm seeing on the uptrend. But then I don't know what it is, like, there's just some other mental stuff. Like what you were just saying about, do I risk more money, or do I lost $20, but it's like, then it's also harder with the margins, because when you're 9K, like, yeah, it could be negative 1,000 one minute and then like +2 the next.
Yeah.
So it's just, and then when I see this, I'm pissed because I'm like, I could have been, damn.
It literally comes with the game. There's been so many trades where I've missed in the past where it was just like,
bro, like, and then it's like, I know I can't
mine's are definitely worse than today.
You said what?
I said mines are definitely worse than what you're seeing right now, man.
Bro.
I've seen some shit like.
Oh, from other people?
No,
Oh, just,
I'm talking about myself. Like
Oh.
I've missed some trades where it was like, bro, I would have
like you could
made
have
a
made like 20 mil or
bro something crazy. I just be looking at the chart so hurt, but even then, like now I always tell myself like I don't stress about the charts. I don't stress about the charts, and it's not because I make a lot of money. It's just like you got over 225 days, or I think it's like 252 business days in a year. You know, one day is not gonna kill you.
That's so true. Yeah.
Like just because you miss one day, like I always like to think in probabilities, because like trading is really 50-50 to be honest, because you can only buy or you can only sell. So when you think of it from this aspect, take those 250 days, you gotta have at least something around 50%. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
one of those days it's either gonna buy or it's gonna sell. 250 days of those. It's one day, Monday it might buy or it might sell. Tuesday it might buy. Wednesday it might sell. You just gotta find out which day that day is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's why I always stress to people, like, if you think like that, if you think like, all right, Monday, is it a buy or is it a sell? Tuesday, is it a buy or a sell? And like over time you want to think like that, but then you're going to be like, all right, is this week going to be a buy or a sell?
Right.
Or is this next week going to be a buy or a sell? Is this next month going to be a buy or a sell? And when you think like that, you start making more money. Because then, like in the beginning, you want to keep daily thinking of it. Is it going to buy or sell today? But you want to build a habit of like, all right, what is it going to fully do this week?
Right.
So right now, this buy that we're seeing.
Look, as in the demo, I put it in. I saw it.
See how you, but
like,
you set and forget it. You was like,
It's like, damn it.
you was like, all right, let me just like place this trade, and then you forgot about it. But you need to do the same thing on your live though.
Yeah.
It's just numbers at the end of the
I
day.
feel like I've done that before with the live. And bro, I shit you.
Trading is more of like a you versus you thing. Like I can teach you like the markups and everything is cool, but if you stop thinking in a mindset of like day-to-day trading and more of like, all right, where's the market going for this week? Where is it going for the next couple of weeks, next month or so? If you start thinking of it from that aspect, you start to kind of like see that or like, I don't know how to explain it fully. I'm trying to give like it's in my head, but I don't know how to put it out to you guys. But trends are easy to read. Now, I'm not saying everybody can do it, but I can definitely say if you give somebody a step-by-step guideline on what to look for, what not to look for, anybody can get the trend part. It's just actually accepting the fact that it can be this easy. And I think this standard nowadays is like, oh, trading's hard. Trading's going to take 5-10 years to do before you actually learn it. But I always tell people all the time, like in a job, you come into a job and not knowing how to do anything, and you start to learn it. You have a step-by-step rules, like the boss tells you, hey, do it this way, this way, this way. In the beginning, you're going to be trash for the first 2 weeks at that job. But then like a month in, you're going to kind of get a hang of it. So I always think that trading is the same way. It's just you fighting against yourself because you're putting your actual capital to it. Once again, trends are trends. That's something like, if you look at the actual, like think of it, if you look at the actual market for what it is, it's just uptrends, downtrends, consolidation points. So 3 things can happen in the market. It's either consolidating, it's either trending up, or is it trending down? Your goal is to separate yourself from thinking, I need to be in a trade every day, and start thinking more of like, okay, I'm looking to place a trade, but where's the trend going right now so I can capitalize off of much as possible? And it's not even a greed mindset. This doesn't make you a greedy person. It just opens your eyes to like knowing that trying to find my words for it, knowing that there is a better version of this trading stuff instead of like this fast money, buy this, buy that, make a couple thousands, make a couple hundred, and then go do whatever you want for the day. Bro, start positioning yourself as like, I always recommend people to swing trade because you're going to make the most money from swing trading. I promise you, I can make more money than somebody that trades 4 times a week and I only trade once or twice a week, right? But that's not even like an ego thing. It's just real, because a swing trader is capitalizing off of a whole trend, something that happens. If you go look at any chart, go look at the daily time frame, go look at the 4-hour time frame. There's moments in the market, there's months in the market where price goes in one direction or one direction down. There's sometimes where it consolidates. Think about things from the bigger picture of it. Don't think of like the small, like, let me just grab a little and then get out. Because I know that's how some people think, especially in trading. Like, people are like, oh, it's too risky, so I'm gonna just try to grab a little bit and get out. It's kind of like the rioters in LA or something, right? Like, they'll be like, oh, I don't want to get in trouble, but I'm gonna take a little bit of it so that way I don't get in a lot of trouble. But you're still risking. It's still a risk. Regardless if you get in or get out fast or slow, you're still taking the risk. So if you know getting in and getting out fast is going to make a little bit of money, but you're going to have to keep doing that, and that's a risk, what's the difference between swing trading and getting into a position and capitalizing off of that whole position? Either way it goes, you're still taking some type of risk. So you might as well go with the one that's going to make you more money long term. You become a better trader, because I feel like, you know, in the beginning, you want to get your reps in, of course. Try to find positions and trades that you can get into and get your reps in. This doesn't mean overtrade, but definitely, you know, you want to be looking at the charts more. And this doesn't mean sit at your charts for 12 hours a day, 13 hours a day. Just because you're staring at a chart doesn't make you a better trader. The only thing that's going to make you a better trader is, you know, actually being in a trade and analyzing that trade, and if it goes to point A or point B, or if it goes to point A to stop loss. That's how you become a better trader, because then you analyze these things and you're saying, okay, I got to change this, I got to change that. And when I change this, you start perfecting it. You start getting better because you know, okay, let me not do it this way because I know that's going to fail. A lot of people too as well, they get in this like, it's like an ego, it's an ego habit almost. It's almost an ego habit where you know something is wrong, but instead you try to take your shot every single time saying, this might work this time, it might work this time, or it might work this time. So you constantly keep blowing your account, trading high impact news with no knowledge of what's going on. You're full margining your accounts, and you're just like hoping that one time that's going to be it. But the thing is, you don't want to do this, because when you start thinking in a mindset of like, all right, if it hits this one time, I'm good. Then think about it, right? Prime example. Let's say you over leverage on news. It hits, you make, let's say, a couple thousand. Let's say you make $5,000. You made $5,000 off basically a gamble, something that wasn't really a skill to do. You just kind of was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna get all in and I'm okay with whatever happens. Which, once again, the mindset of saying, okay, I don't care what happens is also good to have. But when you tie it in with trying to build a skill, it works in your favor, because you're like, okay, I'm okay with the outcome of things. If I'm right, I analyze it, see how I was right, and use it for the next trade. Or if I lose, I'm okay with that. I'll see what I did wrong and use the right stuff for the next trade. So with this being said, don't get into the markets fully gamble and just be like, okay, I don't care. That's why I don't like prop firms, to be honest, because nowadays they're like $50 and people are like, oh, I'll just buy another account. And then they constantly keep doing this cycle thinking it's going to be different. I knew this one person, they text me on, what did they text me? I think it was like Snapchat. Text me on Snapchat. This woman sends me like 10 screenshots, and it was like 20 different funded accounts on each one. So almost over, like, what is the math on that? 10 times 20, bro, she sent me over like 200 accounts that she has blown, and she just kept buying new ones and buying new ones and buying new ones, because they constantly, like, beginner traders or even intermediate traders, they think something's going to change this time. But they don't change what's wrong. They just think this time is going to be different. which is never the case. The more you change the actual skill and what you're doing, you'll start to see different outcomes. So whatever you input into your trading is going to give you an output. So think of it that way, not, okay, if I risk this amount of money and hit this one time, I'm good. Yeah, you're putting in something, but the outcome of that is going to be not in your favor, or it's not going to be how you want it. You have no control of it, basically, is what I'm trying to tell you. You want to be able to have control over everything you do, right? Whenever you're trading, get into the markets, say, hey, I see prices coming here. I think price is going to go here. I'm going to put my stop loss here. You have control. Now you have control. You're in a position, you have control. Wait for TP to hit or wait for stop loss to hit. You have full control over what's going on. You understand where the market is at. You're like, okay, if this happens, I'll get out. If this happens, I'll get out and profit, whatever the case might be. You have full control. But somebody that is a gambler, they get into the markets and they place that trade and they don't know what's going on. So they have no control over their self, like their own brains almost, because they're just like, okay, if it goes in profit, I think I should take out. I think I shouldn't take out. Should I like close now? It's always that, like, if you're asking yourself, if you're watching this and you're asking yourself, should I close or should I get out? Or like, you know, should I take the loss or take the W? Should I take partials? If you're asking yourself that, you haven't fully thought out what your process is going to be, or what your trading plan, what they would say a trading plan is going to be. You need to fully think everything out. So that way in the markets, you have control over yourself. You're more calm because you're almost knowing that this is going to happen the way it's going to happen. If it's a loss, okay, you still are comfortable with that because you know, all right, if price hits my stop loss, I know that this trade is a reversal. You always put your stop loss in areas where if price does hit your stop loss, this is telling you this trend is invalid, not the trade, the trend. Because remember, if you're trading higher time frames, you're trading with the trend, right? So if price hits your stop loss, that means you are not on the right side of the trend. Price is most likely on a downtrend if you're in a buy. And then if price breaks a high and you're in a sell, that means price is on an uptrend. So these things here, I'm not going to lie, these things here will help you. Please, 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 please. Just enter trading, come in with the mindset of like, all right, I know trading is going to bring me money, but the only way it's going to bring me money is if I actually get good at the skill. Stop thinking of trading as a money grab. Stop thinking, oh, if I just put this $100 in, I'm going to try to turn it to 500. No, say, I personally don't like small accounts, but it is what it is. Let's say you put in 500. Once you put that 500 in, you're like, okay, I have 500 in my trading account. Let's go find some setups. Let's see if there's some good setups that I can place a trade on. And keep it just like that. Keep it just like that. I need to go find setups. That's your goal. I need to find setups that are solid, price action, market structure, and utilize it on the trend or whatever trend that it wants to go on. Utilize it. Utilize the actual charts and what the charts is telling you and go with it. Once again, I tell people all the time, trading is just like communication with the markets. You're really communicating with the markets. The markets is going to tell you, hey, I want to do this, 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 and this. Your response needs to be, okay, I can see that you want to do this, this, and this. I'll go with you, or I'll do what you need me to do. And everybody's happy. The market is happy. You're happy because you're making money. The market is going in a direction that it wants to go. Everybody's happy. There's going to be some days where there are some miscommunications, right? I tell people all the time, if you miscommunicate with a trade or miscommunicate with the market, you're not going to get upset about that. You shouldn't get upset about it. You should be able to handle your loss, handle your day of miscommunication with the market as just a day of miscommunication. If you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, right? And one day you just miscommunicate with them, you're not just going to break up over some miscommunication. We're all adults here. Anybody that's trading is probably over the age of 18, of course, so we're all adults here. You're not going to be petty and just break up like just because you have a day of miscommunication, right? So with that being said, treat that as something as like, okay, some days is going to be a good day. Some days are not going to be, some days are going to be a good day. Some days are not going to be a good day. But whatever happens, I fully accept it and I'm looking to learn from it. Learn from your mistakes. Build your skill over time. If you keep miscommunicating with the markets, take a step back. Analyze what do you miscommunicate? What are you missing? Find that first. Find what are you in the market miscommunicating on? What are you not understanding from the market? And then you take that, okay, I'm not understanding the higher time frame analysis. Then you take that, you go on the higher time frame and you start studying these things. You start studying what happened before, what happened after, just basically replaying the trade that you lost, right? And you start to analyze, because there's always patterns. There's patterns in your wins, there's patterns in your losses. You're pretty much doing the same thing. It's almost a different scenario, but almost the same thing. If you see most of the trades that I take, it's the same thought process, but the chart just looks a little bit different than before. But it's really the same thing going on. I'm really using the same mindset the whole time. So it's the same way with anything else. If you're doing the same losses or you're taking the same L's over and over, there's a pattern in that loss or these losses that you need to find. There's like a little clue that you're doing and you need to find it and remove it. And then you can have better communication with the markets because now you understand what you mess up with. Me personally, I get told that I'm nonchalant, right? There's times where I can be nonchalant. But then when I do feel like I'm finna be nonchalant, I try to take a moment. I understand, okay, let me care a little bit more about this situation because it might be a bigger situation, whatever the case might be. That's just an example for you. But with that being said, I'm not gonna keep yapping you guys head off, not on the first video, but I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the video. I'm gonna break down some charts for you guys of what's currently going on in the markets. But welcome back, and it's good to be back and share my knowledge with you guys, and much love to everybody in ICC Mafia. And I have an event in Miami. It's gonna be on the 7th. So at the time of watching this video, the date got changed to the 7th of December. And the location is posted on my Instagram and Telegram. So with all this being said, love you guys, and hopefully I'll see some of you guys in Miami. All right, guys. So currently I am looking for gold to buy. It is November 24th at 5 p.m. on a Monday. And yeah, price opened up today and gave us a good move up. I think price is going to buy up to 4,239. And the reason why I think that is because, look at it. No, I'm joking. But previously we got an indication above this level. So above 4,048. Price ended up buying up to 4,140 and made a small pullback, made a new high in the market. This new high in the market, I think price is headed towards that direction. And we have a lot of clues that we can break down here. For one, price was in a no trade zone before, and price was picking up with higher lows, and it was building up. And then we finally got that push out, breaking above this level. This level that we have here is a level where sellers are sitting. So as you can see here, sellers are sitting at this level, and price ended up breaking above that level, which makes this bullish until price finds a new level of sellers. First, price had a reaction here, so this meant that there was a small amount of sellers here, but buyers ended up having more momentum than the sellers and ended up pushing and making a new high. So essentially, we made a higher low. From here, price made this new high and started to go on a bigger correction. Now, this is just telling us that there were sellers that were strong sitting at this level and they pushed price back down. This doesn't mean that price was bearish, but this just means that sellers had a lot of pressure sitting at this level, and now they're using it to push price down. Price then comes back to the original area that it broke out. Once again, I don't teach break and retest because it broke out and retest it now, and it still went below this level. So this retest would have just set you up for failure, right? So once again, just follow along with the price action and market structure. With this being said, price ended up pulling back, giving us a full pullback all the way to here. Now, the reason why I state this as a pullback is because price made a new high. The fact that it sold off is fairly okay because all this momentum came from down here in the first place. So if price chose to come back to here and like wanted to come back to this level, it can. Now, where it went wrong or where you can see that the correction is over is this. Notice how here when price bought up and made a support level here, this is a higher low. This is telling us that buyers ended up coming back into the market and pushing with full force. Sellers tried to push price down, struggled, and then price ended up getting bought up from that level. So that makes that a higher low, right? So with that being said, price gets to this level, sells off, and ends up breaking that higher low, which then this deems price to be bearish because if price is breaking higher lows, this is not bullish. So we have a correction on our hands. And the reason why we're calling it a correction now is because we can call this correction or we can call this an indication because now it's indicating us that under this level, price is looking to sell, right? Under this level, price was looking to sell, failed, right? But we're going to get into that. So as price falls down, we ended up making this level of support back at this level. Then we have a push up. Now, what I will say is if we go to the 1 hour time frame, we can see that price actually broke above this level here. So we can see that price sold, made a high here, and then it was trickling down from there. So price did break above a high, which then this would have been an indication. So just to kind of explain that, because the 4 hour does look a little bit different, but above this level, we have this new high above here. And with all this being said, this then tells us, hey, this new high just broke above here, and this is our low down here. So our indication is whenever price is above 4,101. And that is actually where this level of buyers kicked into the market. So we know above this level, we have a new high. Anything in here, we're not trading. Even if we was, look at this. Price ends up consolidating. It doesn't go any lower than this, which this is another sign that price is becoming bullish because the supports of price is becoming higher. If you start to see the supports are becoming higher and higher, this is giving you a sign that price is looking to go bullish. This doesn't mean just buy straight away, but this is giving you a sign to be prepared because price is not looking to go any further down. So now, if price is not looking any further to go down, it is going to try to find a source to go up. It's going to try to find a way to go up. So just keep that always in the back of your head. If you see rejections to the upside, so if you see price going up and it starts rejecting in the upside, that is price just telling you simply, hey, I can't go past this level. I can't go any higher than this. So I'm going to look to see if I can go lower instead. Because price wants to move. Think of it in this way. Price wants to move. It has volume. It's looking to move. You just have to figure out in which direction is it willing to move. Because price is just flowing with the volume. The more money put into the assets, the more things or more orders put into the asset, that's going to make price move. So that's why it's always good to trade during New York sessions because that's when you get the most orders for gold, at least. If you're trading anything else, just follow along with the sessions that it trades in, right? With all this being said, price ends up buying above this level. Price ends up buying above this level, which is stating to us that price is now bullish. Even above here, price is now bullish because we have a high above this level. Price ends up going to a correction. We have higher lows in the situation. Price breaks above that swing high from earlier. This is good signs that price is buying. We will put our stop loss under this level of support. And the reason why we'll do that is because we know that there are buyers sitting at this level. And we also know that buyers are getting stronger and stronger. So we know that if price was to break here, it is no longer looking to buy, right? So with all this being said, then you ask yourself, where's your entry? Your entry can come from price breaking above that 1 hour level here and giving us that indication. So your price point or the entry that you have will always come from the initial breakout area. For people that don't know, ICC will answer all your questions. The indication is showing you from this level, it will go from this to this level. So this is showing you that price is bullish above this level. So you're only going to trade when price becomes bullish for that level. So if price hasn't broken above this level yet, it's not bullish yet. The moment it breaks, that's when you know, okay, price is becoming bullish. The volume is what's going to push it. Do not be scared to get into a trade. Do not be scared to get into a position due to the fact that you like, but what if it goes back down? If price is showing you, hey, we got a high above this level, we got higher levels of support, we got a new high in the market, take those clues and just go with it. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you make money. Stop being so scary of the outcome of your trade. If you have enough evidence to back up your trade or your analysis, utilize that and go with your gut. Like just go with it. A lot of people always text me and they're like, Sai, you're in a buy right now, but what happened if it drops all the way back down to here? I'm just like, then it just drops. Like I'll be okay with a loss, but with this, I don't really think that it will drop. But if it does, I'm okay with it, right? I'm okay with it. And we'll just wait for the next trade. You have 252 days out of the year, business days out of the year to place a trade. One missed trade or one losing trade is not going to hurt you. We take what happened. Okay, we did everything we could. We followed our plan. Move on to the next trade. If you lose, right? So, with all this being said, all we're doing is letting price communicate with us and tell us what it wants to do. And we follow along with whatever price wants to do, right? I'm not making up anything of like, oh, I think it's going to do this. I'm just simply looking at the price, looking at what it's doing, and following along with what happens most of the time, right? Whatever price is communicating to me, that's what I'm seeing. Price made a new high, price made a level of support, the support got higher. Price is communicating to me that price is getting, or the price of gold is getting higher and higher. Price is breaking above a swing high. This is something that's bullish too as well. Price is communicating with me that, hey, it's bullish. It's bullish above 4,101. It's bullish above 4,131, right? So I'll take that. Now, maybe it changes his mind later. Maybe it goes back on his word, right? If price says it's bullish and then it wants to change his word, I just got to accept that, right? I'll take the loss and then we move on to the next day of communication. So, with all this being said, don't make this hard on yourself. All you're doing is literally picking out what price is doing on a higher time frame. So right now I'm using the 4 hour. You can go to the 1 hour if you want. It's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. A little bit of consolidation. We can see that above that consolidation, we got a big push up above here. Prices now, you see all these rejections. Price kept coming up here, rejecting, rejecting. Now price is above that level. Now price is above this high level, right? And we utilize these things because now if price stays above this high level, it's going to start making its way to these levels. So we have 4,209 and then we have 4,241. And price is going to start making its way to those because those are the next levels of sellers. Price is just looking to trade as orders. So if there's buy orders in the market, they're just looking to take it to wherever the sell orders are at, right? Wherever we get sell reactions at. So once again, don't make price action complicated. Just keep it simple. Follow along with what price is showing you it wants to do and keeping it just like that.